Well, here we are again, and today I'm starting a little mini home tour in our master bedroom. Just share a little bit about where we are, things that I'm hoping to do, things that I'm going to do, and sometimes talking out loud with you helps me create and form new ideas. So I'd also thought I would take advantage of this time walking about and maybe answering some of the questions that I've been asked in the question answer section that has to do with the house and some of the things we're doing. So let me start once again here in the master bedroom. And catch you up to speed. Now, some of you might not realize that the videos that I've been recently posting, those were pre-recorded in January with just possibly some voiceovers or some quick snippets of things that I am doing right now. Like we went outside the yard the other day and I grabbed a rose hip and drew it. That I did with one hand, and so I just wanted you to know that I'm still walking around one hand. I have my phone in my cage here that I love to use for filming. It helps me keep it steady, but I'm very limited of what I can do here in the house, and I'm very restless because of it. But you know what? I'm gonna take it slow this time. Last time I had shoulder surgery on the other arm, I didn't take it slow, and I had a 5-month therapy session for it. So we're gonna get this arm ready to garden sooner than later and to work around the house. So now that that's said, let's get to this bedroom. I wanted to show you something that I think I've firmly decided. Now, the other day I sat in my dining room and I went through some wallpapers. And I pulled out some of the wallpapers in my studio that I really like and that resonated with me. Now, some of them are not going to work here at Sugarwood, but I still pulled them out. And one that I came across that I loved using in Groton was the bee wallpaper. I walked around the house and I taped it up everywhere and nothing felt right. It didn't feel like the house wanted it there. But when I taped it up here in the bedroom and I saw it against this artwork, I've mentioned before, this artwork is by Catherine White. I found it at Home Goods 5 years ago, I think, probably 5 years ago. When I saw it taped up here, it just felt right. The colors in this wallpaper are exactly what I'm going to be doing here at Sugarwood. The soft greens, the taupes, the creams, they're all very soothing and calming to me. So I put it up here on the wall, and it does change pattern. I'm being very careful stepping backwards here. It does change its pattern. So from a distance, it looks just like little dots. I love the blue, but I have a habit of changing houses from the previous owner's aesthetics just to make it our own. So I painted this back wall white a while ago, and I think now I'm just going to move forward and wallpaper it with the bee wallpaper. So I think I'm gonna go ahead, check to see if it's still current, and then order it. And once I get that here in stock, I will let you know. Just wanna make sure I have it here before I decide if I'm gonna hire somebody to wallpaper, which I've never done before. I've only done my own, but yeah, I might decide to finally let my guard down and let somebody else do some work with me. Another thing that I did here in the master bedroom, I'm going to step back here again, is I started priming the ceiling. Now, I know many of you were very concerned that I was priming the ceiling or painting it. Me, not so much. This room used to be a sunroom. It was put on in the 1960s, and you also have to feel comfortable in your home. And when I was waking up to a dark ceiling, I'd open my eyes, and the first thing I kind of thought was, I felt like I was in a coffin. I do care if there's historic value to it and things like that. I wouldn't have purchased a house that I couldn't make changes to that I knew were not going to ruin the home itself. So that said, having a dark ceiling in this particular room when I open my eyes and feel like I'm in a coffin was not okay with me. So one day it took me, I don't know why, 8 hours to just prime the ceiling. And you can see the stain is actually came through. Now it's a pretty cool look the way it is, but I'll probably give it one more coat when I'm able to get up there. Because like I said, I think I started the project about 10 in the morning and I was still in here by dinner time. The time-consuming part was just cutting edges all around the beams, because I don't know if I'm keeping the beams the way they are, or my thoughts are I might stain them, but a lighter stain. Now, what this board is over here is to help me visualize this room a little bit, and I'm going to add to it. But the buffalo checks here on the bottom, I'm going to be looking for smaller ones, but in this colorway. Once again, they're taupes. They're not gray. They have a really pretty undertone of a mushroomy color. I'm going to have a dust ruffle made for that and possibly some pillows. Now, some of you might be saying it's going to clash with the chairs. Yes, yes it is. So these chairs may be recovered with just a slip cover, or I will find another home for them here in the house. I purchased these chairs knowing that I might cover them down the road. They've got a great frame to them. They're Ethan Allen that I found on the showroom floor. And if they don't work with this particular plaid, I will have slip covers made for it. So one of the questions I had was regarding the shutters here. You know, if we're going to change them, if I like them. Now, I do like shutters, but these shutters do not fit the windows. I think the previous owner put them up as a quick fix. What we're going to do are the bottom-up, top-down shades that we had at Groton, and I really, really liked those. So we could have privacy down the bottom, we could push it all the way to the top. I'm going to try to find a video that explains what I'm talking about. Here on the floor, I was asked if I painted these floors. No, they were already painted when we came into the home. I did steam them with a floor steamer that I have. And I think what I'm going to do is get an area rug that's almost wall to wall, but I need to make sure that I'm not going to cover the vents that are around the room. Let's see, and where the television is right now, this is a temporary setup. I'm going to be looking for a dresser or a pretty desk for this area. I realize now every morning I get up and I look out this window, it would be a beautiful spot for a desk. 2 previous owners had desks here. Now I understand why. So I'm going to be looking for something for that space. The TV there is temporary. The thoughts for the television was going to be here at the end of the bed in a pop-up unit, so it's completely hidden, but it pops up and we could swivel it towards the pillows or towards whatever seating area we have in here. But the cost was an amount that I wasn't comfortable ordering it sight unseen. I wanted to be able to see it, touch it, watch it work. Is it loud? You know, is it good quality? So I nixed that idea and that order, and we're going to look for a pop-up TV unit for this area if I can find one, and then we'll have to ask Willow to move to the other side of the bed because she likes being here at the end. I think that is it. I'm just going to turn around. I don't know if I've ever shown the other end of the room here, so I'm just going to do a slow turnaround. Let's This end has closets. This used to be a sunroom, so there were no closets here at one point, I guess, but Ben has this set up for closets. I have my own set out in the hallway. I have a walk-in closet that is lined with cedar, and I love that I have all my different racks there, and I'll show you that someday. But anyway, so we have closets here right now, but one of the thoughts when we redo the kitchen, the closets here to the left, part of them might house our washer dryer. I think we're gonna do a stackable, or we'll keep it where it is in the Butler's pantry, but make sure that it's enclosed behind doors and just keep them out of sight. Now this is a space that I'm not gonna share a lot of because there is a mess off to my left, but this is our master bathroom. At one point, this will also be done over, but some of you might remember this piece I found for $25. I had it at the master bathroom up in Groton. And right now, I just have some of my glass collection here. Wish the lighting was a little bit better, but it's coming in the window the wrong way. But I have them here right now just to keep them out of harm's way. It's just some of the towels. And then I have my book here I'm reading with Thoreau. But this is very 1990s, and there's a lot of different pattern here. I'm thinking I might do something very similar to the other house. Once again, we loved what we did in Groton, and we didn't have enough time to enjoy it completely, so I might do the same. I have somebody who is coming here to quote out the project. There's no drawers or cabinets. The sink is very high for me, as is the mirror. I'm guessing 2 owners ago that did this may have been tall. I was going to shut this cabinet. I also thought this cabinet was a lot of storage. I was all excited, but nope. It's kind of a fake large storage because inside it's actually hiding, I believe, ductwork to upstairs. So that's partial to what it really is. All right, let me take you down now to what I still call the green room. Here's a project I started and didn't finish. I thought I'd get it done before surgery, but I did not. This is a project I started, one, because the paint that was on here was peeling. And anytime I put something on top, the paint would peel off. So I decided to start fresh. But that's not the only reason I started. Here where it's more of the raw wood, I saw some writing. And unfortunately, even when I took this off, the previous person who put this up filled that writing somewhat with almost like a wood filler, and even taking it off, it wasn't readable. But this mantle, it's more, I'm going to say, early 1900s. I still have a little bit more here. For some reason, the top really is giving me a problem with 3 layers. So this only had 3 layers of paint also. So what I'm going to do is finish the top there. I'm going to sand it down, and I'm going to repaint it. I'm going to try to find a green that matches the trim here. The walls will probably be painted a cream to start. I think I showed in a previous video, these window treatments were up from 2 owners ago. They're from the 90s. I think the pattern and color kind of give way to that fact. And underneath there is a really pretty cream wall, which I might do the same. Where the television is here, whenever we go out, I've been looking for a very thin cabinet that's up on feet because there is the direct vent there. I'm looking for something to hide a TV just in this small area. We're here mainly at night to cozy up sometimes. Sometimes I'll sit in here with my friends and TV's not the focus, but having one in here is nice when Ben and I want to watch 2 different shows. Now, I just took the carpet out the other day, and I see a mirror. I have a lot of mirrors and artwork hidden behind doors, almost every room, because I'm just not putting them up yet. But I pulled this carpet out to start looking at some wallpaper. Now, I have so many people upset that I'm taking down this wallpaper, and I get it, I understand. It's a beautiful wallpaper. But when I came to the house, I wanted it to have a nice, bright airy American English country look. It was, you know, when they were bringing in wallpaper from England, this could have been something similar in this home, but it's not what I want to surround myself with, kind of like the ceiling in the master bedroom. I liked it, but it's just not for me. So what I'm thinking of doing is using this wallpaper that was in that grouping I showed on the dining room table. And why I like it, one, it has those pretty greens that I'm trying to incorporate in the home, but also it has peonies. And for those of you who have been following me for years, know I have a passion for peonies. And I thought this would be just a little fun having it there. Oh, I've never noticed the little dots that the bullseye makes on the wall. Let me just turn here quick to show you. I think I'm gonna have to move this so you can see the bullseye there in the glare. There we go. I'm gonna open this doorway, I think right now, just to let some light in. So when I do the wallpaper over here, this paint that has been here for 20 some odd years will also be done over. I'm gonna put this on my hip and open this door for a bit because it is beautiful out. Ooh, the warmth coming in here right now is amazing. So just to give you a closer view of the wallpaper, once again, it's gorgeous. It's like a plummy brown and it's metallic. And it's going to be a beast. I don't know if I'm going to be able to remove it properly because even in one little section I started to try to see what would happen. It's pulling the plaster up behind it. So I think they put this on without any type of prep. I'm also found out that this used to be where the stairway went upstairs. But because right here, I'm just going to point with my little thing. So right here is a closet right now. The dining room down the road is going to get probably a fresh paint here on the bottom. I'm going to do something similar because this color on the bottom was here. I don't know what it is, but it has a nice creamy color to it, and I do like it. It's so funny. Many of you in my last video asked about the clock not moving. It still hasn't moved because I haven't wound it yet. And one reason is it will start to work, but the floor is not level, so I need to first level it before it will keep working. So that's why it's still at 228 forever. I'll get that done. That's minor on my list. Check out these paper whites. I've turned them a couple times because they keep reaching for the sun. And then over here, the forsythia, the yellow buds are now falling, and what's now being replaced, the greenery is starting to come out. I might go cut some more and force them more to be yellow, and then I can mix them with the yellow and the green. My rosemary, I brought it in here to be in the sun, and they've been very happy. I've been putting water in the bottom tray and letting them drink from bottom up. The basil, let's just not mention the basil. What basil? Here are some of the cages that I got for the garden. I'm going to put a little picture here to show you because I realized that you probably couldn't see the height of what they were. But I have these ready to put in the garden. I'm going to put them around some of the seedlings that I get, whether they're going to be herbs, flowers, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to order a few more of those because I think they'll look really pretty in the garden. Plus, it's going to be functional. Okay, the room that we don't know what it's going to be yet. I mentioned in a previous video that I was going to do the tally-ho wallpaper here, but I put this in larger pieces at every doorway, and I have to tell you, this house does not want the tally-ho wallpaper here. I can just tell. When I get a gut feeling if something's going to look right or not, I run with it, and this is a not. this room, the one window that it has, for some reason, really made the wallpaper shine a little bit more. It is pearlescent. And it just didn't feel right to me. So I'm going to go with my gut, and we're not going to put the tally-ho wallpaper here. I probably will still do the molding that I did at Groton House in this room. And this room, where that bar is, used to go through to the kitchen, and we're going to make it once again go through to the kitchen. Even though we're going to keep these two doors here, which goes to the dining room, and this one goes to the great room. So where I'm standing right now used to be the end of the house, and these doors probably weren't here. And answering another question, what's behind the three doors? To the left goes upstairs, in the middle goes to the basement, and the one on the right is pantry. And on the other side of that were the liquor bottles that you just saw. We're going to open that up. I'll probably keep the doors here. We're going to open it up so that if I want to have some more light coming in, we'll have that showing. This cabinet is coming out. I'm hopefully going to try to be able to find a spot to use this cabinet somewhere else. But you can see here, if I'm standing in line with that, it will give a nice straight shot from our kitchen down to the master bedroom and that middle room and the green room. The middle room, we're kind of thinking might be a tavern or a game room or something. And if need be, it has doors, so we can shut it off and we can set up a blow-up bed or a pull-out couch or something. So I know I mentioned I'm going to do a walk around for the kitchen. I think I'm going to save that because I'm still waiting. I have some sketches coming back to me. I've been talking with a builder, and we have some, I think, really great ideas. When the three of us really started chit-chatting, some of my ideas are going to work great. I just need to see them on paper. So I'm looking forward to sharing some of that. And I'm sorry if that sounds like a tease, but I just want to know what we're doing before I share with you. Oh, and just got a little nice housewarming gift for some friends. They brought some champagne, and they brought their own maple syrup, and they also have a maple vinaigrette that they make. They came by to help us with some questions we had about tapping the maple syrup. So we're going to be starting that soon too. Our kids are very excited to come and help us. So, like I said, I'm going to save this part of the video. I will do it soon. I'm hoping to have some sketches this week, which will include showing what the kitchen will look like being pushed down to that end of the room. We're going to have windows for sure, no matter what we do on the end there. And I'm going to get a little insight here of the little mess. But in our Butler's pantry is going to get a little mini makeover. All right. But I hoped there was just a couple questions that I answered there. But there are so many questions, I'll be able to go over them or go over new ones more. But right now I'm going to go relax and enjoy the sun and do some journaling and some planning.